Welcome to the first episode of Coach's Corner for 2026. I'm your host, Lukas Nowatkowski, and we are kicking off this year with the journey that every golfer in Northern Europe dreams of during these dark January mornings. Today we are talking about the Great Migration, the shift from the indoor simulators of Sweden to the world-class turf in South Africa. And who better to guide us through this transition than the man who knows both worlds the best? Patrick, introduce our guest today.
Yeah, please. Yeah, we have a very special guest today, Thomas Nilsson from northern Sweden, but right now down in South Africa. And he's a dear friend of mine. We've been working for maybe 30 years ago now. He was my first head professional and my mentor when I came into the game of golf. So it's a dear pleasure to actually introduce Thomas to all of you. And it's, a little bit about Thomas. And I think we should dig deeper into how Thomas came in from the southern part of Sweden up to north part of Sweden and then ended up now in South Africa with his wife. So, yeah, please welcome Thomas.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
Yeah,
so how's the weather down in South Africa right now?
I'm sitting outside on my patio in South Africa. It's like 28 degrees. Can't complain. No wind, no cloud at all. Maybe if I turn this little bit around.
And this is the way why we should stop this podcast right away.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the patio on my house. I can go all the way around. This is inside. Yeah, that's inside somewhere.
Great.
Yeah, really nice. Really nice.
Can't complain. Can't be better than this.
No. So when are you working?
Yeah, actually, it's quite funny. I'm going to play a tournament today,
Okay.
and I tee off 11:30 local time. So that's 10:30 Swedish time. They're going to be a little bit rushed from here, but I have 500 meters to the first tee.
Nice, really nice.
Yeah, I see you are a professional because most the professionals did not warm up before, right?
Exactly. No, that was normally I have a late tee time. We play local tournaments every Wednesday. And normally we never start before 1 o'clock. But of course, today it was 11:30.
Yeah, it was really nice that you had time for us today, Thomas. And but if we just dig in directly to the topics of today, and that's actually your personal journey inside the game of golf. And I know that you were a really good junior player back in the days. So
that's correct.
Can you start telling us a little bit about that and how it actually how you ended up in the north part of Sweden as a teaching professional then.
Actually, I can tell you this long story, but we do a little bit short. But I was born in Kristianstad in the south part of Sweden. Great golf courses, normally open 10, 11 months a year in the East Coast. And I play a lot of golf there, of course. And I try to play the whole year round. And then a big step. I was quite good like a junior. A lot of juniors tournaments in India, and I play lots of tournaments. But I tried to, like everybody else, take a big step to the States and went to the States. But that never worked out for me. There was too much fun. And there was not, to be honest, I was not prepared to what's going to happen on that. It was so much different things I wanted to do on the same time. And if you don't have 100% focus on golf, they're never going to work out. And then a step 89, I meet another guy and he needs some help in the northern part of Sweden, like a junior teacher and that kind of stuff. I was 18 years old and I said, I'm going to go. I can't stop playing golf now, but I can be there a couple of months and helping in and then back to the States in the winter again. And that's when I become more like a teaching professional and not the playing professional anymore. So suddenly there was, every year there was more teaching and more teaching and more teaching. That's how they start, actually. I was not good enough, to be honest.
Huh? All right.
Teaching sometimes is a good perspective to be better in golf, right? Because sometimes yourself even motivation, how to motivate people, and that's the I think the tough way to be a teaching or to teach.
Yeah, I agree. But I loved it when I moved to the northern part of Sweden. It was like quite different. The weather's different. There was lots of snow in the winter, and that was quite perfect. We're gonna teach 4 or 5 months and then back to the States and try to play more golf. But after a while, I like to try to be a teacher all year round, and that was happened like in the mid '90s. We started to teach almost. I went to a big golf club, Umeå Golf Club, and then we start to try to build like a teacher all year round. And then I starting with golf school. We opened one of the biggest golf school ever in Mallorca. We had like 400 students every winter. So that was the main part.
Yeah. And also you started up an indoor facility here in Örnsköldsvik. Yeah, which was very crowded during a lot of years.
Yeah, we started quite early if we tried the same in Örnsköldsvik to be the teaching all year round. So we tried to open in the indoor. I think we was one of the first northern Stockholm to open an indoor facility. And we bought the first simulator. There was this first simulator in Sweden and the first northern Stockholm.
Do you want to know a fun thing? I actually have that simulator in my garage.
No, and it's still working.
Yeah, it's still
Can't believe it.
Yeah, but I have it up and running. But back in the day, it was so fun playing because it was real pictures. Remember that, and it was so bright and clear images on the screen and everything. But the launch monitor wasn't that great back then. But it was a fun game to play.
Do you remember the golf course? Yeah. Do you remember the golf course we play almost every time?
Yeah, Pebble Beach, you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember I played that golf course for 200 times, 300 times and more. And then I went to Pebble Beach for the first time live. It feels exactly like I've been there played that course for 100 times. It was quite easy. I know every corner, I know everything. That was fun.
I can imagine.
The only thing it is a great opportunity to. This is the great opportunity to create some retro games in Sweden, maybe for open.
Yeah, but this, like Patrick said, this simulator was real picture. There was not like painting picture. It was real. It was not like done in a computer. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I heard somewhere back then it was a picture every 25 square meters. And 100 meters wide, and then the whole length of the hole and everything. So it was a lot. It was like 30,000 pictures taken from each course. So it was
too expensive to do that today. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it was a fun time.
Yeah, very. I agree. 100%. So that was my introduction to a simulator, and try to use different things to be a better teacher. So,
Yeah.
so I agree.
But in the past, the teaching was almost the same, you think? Or now most people focusing on tools or everything else, watching YouTube videos and teachers themselves, and sometimes with crappy advices. What do you think about this?
I agree. Crap. It can be good advice for right people, but it can be very crap for different people. So I think if you don't use the tools correct, I think they're gonna be like a break for us. They're not gonna helping us. If you don't know how you're gonna use the tools, you don't need them. I mean, a TrackMan can be good for somebody, but for somebody else, you can't use it. You need to know how you're going to use the tools today. I think that's more important. There's too many tools today, to be honest. You need one small good one.
Yeah, but from a coaching perspective, Thomas, has it changed over the years how you? I mean, in the early days, it was you was just working with your eyes and the communication with the player. Has it changed over the years on your side? You think? Are you using more tools today, or are you still back?
Less tools.
Yeah, less tools. Yeah,
less tools today. Yeah.
Less tools today.
I mean, we talk about the first simulator in Örnsköldsvik, and then my second big tool was when we start with Callaway and work with custom fitting. I mean, 99. I think we was one of the first to use this. They call it the green machine. If you remember that one, it's a big. You can't you couldn't change the head, so we have like 126 irons in that machine to do everything, and we need to change that every year. And that year we was the number one in Europe in custom fitting from Callaway, so it was quite good. And then we went to the States and see the next things. Actually, that was my first interaction to use a tool into the golfing, but there was actually custom fitting. But that computer did only tell you one thing, and that was the speed on the club head.
Okay.
That's what that was all.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. And the vector was my.
I remember that you were quite in the forefront of the custom fitting up here in North part of Sweden. You worked a couple of years with the Wood Bros company from US with the club heads, and you work with
Switch exactly
from Norway.
Switch to the Norway.
Yeah.
So, we try everything, and some of them not work out so well, but it was fun. You need to try everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But if we go back to your personal journey, Thomas, can you tell us a little bit on when did you take the decision to becoming a full-time teaching professional instead of a player, and why did you take that decision?
Like I said before, to be straight to honest, it was not good enough, and it was so fun to helping other people. It was like you're helping a kid, even if they're grown up. When they come to the golf course the first time, they need some help, and see the smile. And when they hit the ball 100 meters for the first time, that's quite nice for yourself to see that they're helping other people. I like that. And then I think there was not one day I decided to be a teacher for full time. There was like growing, and suddenly there was full time. Yeah. So, but that was like where you go from a hobby, but I think there still is a hobby, but you love to do it. It feels like a hobby, but I live good at that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I really would like to go back to the days when we first met, you and I. I think we met here in Örnsköldsvik the first time, but
yeah, it's correct.
But then you invited me to come one summer up to a small club north of Umeå. It's 1.5 hour drives from my hometown, and helping you out for a summer. And tell us a little bit about that club and the environment we stayed in. It was, I mean, compared to today, it's so different. I mean, was staying in the clubhouse and so on. So please walk through that journey, how you came to Robertsfors and how we lived up there.
Yeah, that's correct. It was still a good thing for me to be in the northern part of Sweden because I only need to work 4 months a year, and then the rest of the time I still try to be a little bit player or go overseas with golf groups and that kind of stuff, and still teaching. But that was a small club. There was only like 800 members, and that's small in Sweden. If you compare to private club, it's quite big, but it was a small club in Sweden. There was only 9 holes, but the condition of that 9 hole was excellent. And there was a very good golf designer made that course. It was a really good 9 hole, one of the best I ever played, to be honest. Really good. Yeah. And then I bring you up there, and you helped me to working, and that's for me. I couldn't do that without you, to be honest. I really need that. When you work like hell, even I told you to work like hell.
you push me.
Now you can tell it.
Yeah, but there was a small club, and it was only open like 3.5, 4 months. We need to work around the clock. And that time of the year, in between mid-June to mid-July, the sun never go down. So we were up 6 o'clock in the morning and we worked to 9, 10 in the evening because we needed money. There was only a couple of months. And you didn't understand that. But you thought you work 8 hours a day. I said, we can't work 8 hours a day. We start when the customer comes, and we go when the customer leaves, we go home. That's what we need to do.
and the fun thing about when we closed up the shop 10 o'clock at night, the first thing we did was teeing up on the first tee, and then
exactly play that games in the middle of the night. Yeah, that was fun. That's a different world. You can't compare to that compared to that today. That's impossible. So that was very nice years, and you helped me a lot, and that was the beginning of a long journey for both of us, but very different.
Yeah, but of course it was, as you told, only 4 months to get better weather to be playable, right? And then simulators, and that was your decision. There, 4 months is less for playing.
Yeah.
And why? And why South America?
Yeah. So then when 89 we open. We're starting to open with Per Brostedt. You know him? I never heard about him. You heard, Patrick. You heard, yeah. He played Beach Open, everything. And he was like a mentor for me. He was the beginning of everything. Simulator, tools. So we opened this golf school in Mallorca, and we ran that for 20 years. And we used every tool you can find on the market for everything, from videos, high speed. You remember these Googles? We have the Googles around that you can see yourself, feel it. We do it, and we could see a swing. Stay there 1 hour every day with these glasses, and then you try to swing. So we have tried everything on the market.
Yeah,
and that was different.
Yeah, I remember. I actually think it was Sony glasses or something, and you put a disc on a CD player, and then you try to copy the swing of Colin Montgomery or Annika Sorenstam.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. And it was quite cool because actually you could, as a coach, you stand and within 5 minutes you could say, okay, he is practiced like Annika Sorenstam because you saw the swing of Annika Sorenstam.
How to change the swing, and they still use this tool today, but in a different way. But they still do use it, and that's a really good thing to use.
Yeah,
but too expensive. Again, it's very expensive.
Yeah,
but sure. It is cool. But it is great. Then someone tried to teach, or someone want to copy of swing of someone else.
Yeah,
because sometimes the motor of the body is different, right?
100%, but. When you see this in the glasses, your body relax and try to do everything you see in the movie, like a child copy the father when they walk or be on the golf course. This was the same thing. So, and like Patrick said, you could see an old, stiff gentleman put the glasses on, and then after 10, 15 minutes, you can see how the swing changes, and he do exactly on the movie. But the problem is when you take the glasses off, you're going to do the old thing again. That's the problem. But
yeah.
so you need
like
a lot of
5-10
lessons.
minutes. Yeah, for sure.
No,
But it was a fun tool to use. So
100%.
and now you're down in South Africa, Thomas, and tell us a little bit of the journey to actually going down to South Africa. How did it start, and now you ended up in South Africa during the winter?
Yeah, I agree. That's when I met Anna. She's in hotel business, and I've been in the hotel business for a long time, and starting an open hotel around the world. So in the beginning, it was for me to kind of play more golf and do more of teaching. So we looked for buy a guest house, and we bought 2 small guest houses on Pearl Valley Golf Estate. And at that time, this estate was not super big. It was 2016. But now this is a huge estate, and there's Jack Nicklaus signature course. So it's a very, very good golf course. And the facilities here is top notch. And we actually have a new owner now, so they're going to be even better. But from the beginning, that was a perfect life. She ran the hotel business, and I couldn't be on the golf course and do all my things. And on that time, I have a TrackMan, so we couldn't do all the swings down here, and then back to Sweden in the Swedish 4 months in Sweden and working in Umeå, and then back again 8 months. And I still do exactly the same until 2016 now, 10 years later.
Yeah,
I think it can't be a better life. 8 months here, 4 months in Sweden.
Yeah,
summer all year round.
Yeah, exactly. And catch the best part of Sweden also. The best time in Sweden for sure.
I'm never going to leave the northern part of Sweden. It can't be better. That sunlight, the smell, everything. When you go flying home end of May, go out to the plane, and you see the lights and the fresh air. I love it.
Yeah, in Sweden it's more brightness for sure, right?
Yeah, much more bright.
Yeah. But Thomas, just a joke. When are you going to learn the language of northern country of Sweden?
That's never going to happen.
No.
Everybody talk about that, but I'm born in the South Sweden, so that's going to be my language. I'm going to use that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's good. It was just a joke. Okay, great. Also, I would like to address a little bit about your working hours in Sweden and the time you spend on the driving range. What do you see from students today? Is there something missing in the education today for new golfers, or can you see any change on how the amateur golfer is using tools or practice different ways compared to back in the days?
To be honest, juniors today is like grown-up people. I have one junior we helping here. Is Oliver. He's 18 years old. He's like a grown man. Hit the ball miles, and he used everything on the market for him. What he can use. He have a good coach. When I was 18 years old, it was like, take the plane, suit yourself. Hopefully it works for you. That was like that. And go to college. But this guy is like, they have everything. And if they are committed to golf, they are so strong. They go to the gym, they go to the drive. They're like a full-time work, and they are juniors.
Yeah,
that's a way different. I don't say this is good, but this is how they are for the moment. If you want to be the best in the world, you have to be 100% committed. And it's quite here is quite expensive. So, but you don't need to be on this. But you need to be committed to the golf. You don't need to be on exclusive golf facility, but you need to be committed to your golf. That's 100%.
Yeah.
And it's so different when we was junior.
Oh yeah, for sure. But also back in the days when we were juniors, we did some really fun stuff also on the golf course. That's not possible today. We played from tee box 1 to green 4, and from bunker on the 4th hole to 9-hole green and so on. So we called it jungle golf back then, and it actually taught us how to play the game.
I 100% with. We still need to have fun on the golf course. That's very important. If you're too strict, I think when they get like 22, 23, they're going to be bored about golf. They need to have some fun. Do what we did. Maybe bet in a putting green with $1 or something. But they need to have more fun. They can't be 100% committed. But this is the way today.
Yeah.
So, but I agree with you. It have to be.
Yeah. I drop a coin to the river and ask you, but do you learn your students the fun of the game, or mostly strict how to be the best?
No, we need to have fun. We have to do fun things. We try to do stupid things on the drive range, on the putting green, and like Patrick said, okay, you choose strange things, and you can see when you start like a small tournament around the putting green, they always close. We say we need 1 point per chip and a putt, and you play 2 people against. On the first few rounds, they are 1-2 meters from the putting green. Then, half an hour later, they go 100 meters back in the woods, behind trees, and they're starting to create. And that's a good thing.
Okay, guys, I'm taking the moment for commercials. I want to take a moment to talk about the tools that make this podcast and the data analysis you hear every week possible. We spend so much time on the PXE is the fastest, most effective way to connect with your coach. You can film your swing right inside the app, get instant feedback, and even chat with your coach about a specific shot you just hit, all in real time over the internet. It's how to get the professional analysis and advice from anywhere in the world right when you need it. And for the professional coaches out there, their PXC, the Player Experience Coach. We know you are passionate about golf, but you need to grow your business and make a living from your experience. PXC is the platform that helps you to do that. It allows you to manage students from all over the world, analyze their data and video remotely, and show them exactly what they need to work on. You can share drills, provide feedback, and communicate seamlessly with all your players, turning your knowledge into a scalable business. You can make more money by helping more players and while providing a higher level of service. Wherever you are a player looking for a competitive edge or a coach ready to modernize your business, the Watch It Golf app are the future of golf instruction. And for now, they are exclusively available for iOS users. Of course, Android coming soon. So if you're an iPhone or iPad user, head over the App Store and download Watch It Golf PXE and Watch It Golf PXE to start your data-driven journey to bear golf and bear coaching businesses. On the screen, you see the link where you can register as a coach in Watch It Golf Academy, and QR code provides you the link to our application you can download and get your golf performance possibility bear. Take care and have a nice day. See ya.
Yeah,
so that's very fun.
And also, as you said, it's a really fun part of the practice. Because you use your mind and everything, and in different lies all the time, different clubs you might use. You might be using actually a 7-iron from the woods because you need to hit it on the range. And so you get creative in that way.
Yeah, you're being more creative, and you need to think about the box. And just like we wonder, sometimes we play red tee from the red tees because quite good to play from the red. They hit the ball so far, so they're going to be better on the short game, but they're going to be so close. Sometimes we play the black tees, and they're only allowed to use 6-iron from the tee box, so they need to hit very far second shots, and you need to do different things on the court. So they have fun, but practice on the same time.
Yeah, but the most you are talking about juniors or the average golfers as well? Like 25th, 40s? because they are only hitting the balls on the driving range, and who gonna beat another one, right? In distance mostly.
But the problem with the average golfer is, I always said, when they are on the drive range, they're playing golf. They're not practice. And then they come to the golf course, they teach golf. They're not playing golf. They always do the opposite.
That's true. That's true.
That's the difference. They need to practice on the drive range and then play golf and have fun on the course. That's what the average golfer should do. Have fun, more fun.
But we are talking a lot about this because most of average golfers trying to teach and play, of course, on the driving range, not training. And that's
exactly
the problem. And maybe we could open this kind of discussion mostly, right? Because this is quite important, and the people are trying to be the best, but without training, it is almost impossible, right?
And now we come to this thing. If you have a tool, something we can use very easy, you don't need to use it all the time. But even the average golfer need a tool. So if you have something in the bag, put it on the front of you, and 10 seconds later you have all the information you need. And then you can teach yourself. That's a good part. Or take an online lesson or whatever. That's a really good thing to do. And if you can do that quick, that's going to help you a lot. Over time.
I agree.
But if you stay on the lessons, right? Do you think the online lesson is